Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
In the United States, President Trump has accused the court that is considering legal challenges to his ban on travellers from 7 predominantly Muslim countries of having political motives. Speaking to a gathering of law enforcement workers, Mr. Trump said a president is allowed to restrict immigration that they deem as detrimental to the country. But he described a federal appeals court hearing on the subject yesterday as disgraceful.
We want security. One of the reasons I was elected was because of law and order and security. That's one of the reasons I was elected. Also, jobs and lots of other things. But I think one of the strongest reasons is security. And they're taking away our weapons one by one. That's what they're doing.
It could be a brief window as President Trump's lawyers fight to reinstate his travel ban. Many in these countries on the list are seizing the opportunity to get into the United States while they can. Among them a Yazidi couple from northern Iraq, whose flight was cancelled last week. Late last night, they were told they could leave for America. Our foreign correspondent, Jonathan Rugman, joined them on their journey to the airport.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning and a bleary-eyed couple are leaving an Iraqi hotel for a new life in America. Or so Nizar and Vian Rasho hope. Last week their flight was cancelled after President Trump's travel ban. But a few hours ago the UN's resettlement agency phoned them and told them the trip was back on. Though at the very moment they're checking out of this hotel room, the US president is in effect trying to stop them in a court hearing 6,500 miles away.
Tamam. İştekten bana.
Do you feel as if you're in a hurry because President Trump might try to reimpose his ban?
We're afraid of that, yeah.
So you've got to go tonight?
Yeah. And we will see what happens. We don't know. We're a bit afraid about that, but...
You mean you might get turned back at the airport?
Yeah. Sure.
The Rashos are swapping the Middle East for Lincoln, Nebraska, which takes in more asylum seekers per capita than any American state. They are refugees from Iraq's Yazidi minority. It's thought 5,000 of their people have been murdered by ISIS. 500 of Mr. Rasho's fellow villagers are believed to be buried in a mass grave. Mrs. Rasho wore a burqa to escape. He's a lawyer, she has a degree in chemistry, and they're searching for one last piece of luggage. The heat and light of this bazaar in Erbil, a far cry from the icy shopping malls of the American Midwest. So it's your last day. How do you feel?
I feel excited, especially because it was my dream when I was like, even while I was a little kid, I was like, my dream to go to US and study something there.
I'm not so excited to go. You know, nobody wants to leave your country, your village, your everything.
What are you going to miss about Iraq?
I will miss everything, but I know like it's a good choice to go there because here it's just not safe. You cannot speak. You cannot be yourself. What I'm worried about it a little bit is just start from zero again, and we don't know what will happen.
Because you started from zero when ISIS took over your village.
Yes, exactly.
For this couple, Iraq's descent began long before ISIS. Both Vian's brothers worked as translators for the US Army. Both received death threats. Most of the Rasho family has already fled to Europe or America. They've been told they can take 2 suitcases each. They've no idea which flight they are on, just ordered to be at the airport for 2 a.m. And they say President Trump is wrong if he thinks they haven't been subjected to endless background checks.
They ask us how we escaped and many details. And
So they want to check you're
yes,
not a threat to America.
yeah, exactly, and which is good, which is right. Yeah, I respect that.
If the US president wins his case, they fear that their fellow Iraqi Yazidis, as well as persecuted Muslims and Christians, would be barred from entering America again.
I wish, like President Trump, know there's many good people living here in Iraq and Syria, and they need to be safe. They need to be in other place.
And you think he'll be safe in Nebraska?
Yeah, I think so.
Hope to see you in the future.
Yeah, bye-bye. And as we say goodbye, their departure feels like an appalling indictment of religious freedom in the land of their birth.
Okay, thank you, man. Thank you for you.
Iraq's loss is surely Lincoln, Nebraska's gain. Jonathan Rugman, Channel 4 News, Erbil.
I've been getting away with it all